Yes, actually, we've reached the most fun part after modeling, friends. Enscape's own menu. Enscape is truly a very easy, very dynamic render engine and very, very fun, friends. I want to say that from the start. Look, now, this is Enscape's menu. When you install Enscape, this will appear in front of you, friends. I will also provide the Enscape version 4.2 in the file, and you can install and use it. When you click on the Starting Enscape section, friends, it's currently active for me. This part will appear. Look, this is how our work looks. Look, there are active parts in the work. There are these parts that we previously took from the file. For example, the brightness of the light coming with this model, and the lens flare effect coming towards our eyes. I want to talk about them. Look, we have lights here, friends. Lights have also been used here in the interior, as you can see. I will show them as well. They are already very simple types of lights, friends. Look, when this screen rotates, there is a lens flare effect. It bothers me. It's an effect I never liked, an effect coming from the sun. When you enter the visual settings section over there, friends, and reset the lens flare part from the image section, but like this, you reset it, friends, it will no longer be visible. Look, it's no longer visible. It became a simple, beautiful image. Now we have a situation here. Our entire situation revolves around this, friends. It revolves around the eye icon. Look, visual settings. This is our control. It says you can move forward and backward with the Enscape Render WASD keys, and you can move up with E and down with Q. You can make a turn upwards with E and downwards with Q in this way. With Orbit, you can only make these rotations, friends. On the left side, there's Teleport. When you press 2x, it teleports to the selected point. Look, I double-click, it comes here. You can double-click on any point you want. It goes there in that way. Or, for example, I want to come here. I came here with a click, for example. This is the process in this way. Now, what do I need to learn here? What do I need to do to get a quality render, friends? Now look, when I normally press the settings section and come to the sky section, it appears as white ground, meaning a white background. Having a white background reflects as white in our work, friends. From here in the rotation section, look, I can rotate this, but it's not active right now. When you press the backside again, you can ensure it remains as a white background. This is only used in product renders, friends. In the output section, I have my resolution settings. When I come to the main settings section, look, there is a high section here. My current render quality is set to high, meaning high quality. When I switch it to ultra, the light and other systems will reach a higher quality, friends. Therefore, for now, I am not adjusting these values much. I left it on high to ensure quick maneuverability in the scene. But when I finally place the light, when it receives extra light from outside, or when I add items, I will switch it to ultra, friends. So for now, I'm not touching it. We have some important settings here. Look, it says auto exposure. The auto exposure feature, see when I disable auto exposure, the content became dark. Why? Because when I click on auto exposure, it brightens the scene. In other words, it illuminates the dark areas. Proportionally. If the amount of light here is excessive, it adjusts the light proportionally as the amount decreases. There is a feature in Enscape, friends. The areas where the camera sees the light become more impressive. So, look, normally, I am not looking at this light. When I show it like this, I can only capture the part coming from the light. But when I turn the camera towards the light, for example, look like this, you can see that this part is illuminated more proportionally when I look at these lights. Where you hold the camera is really important for Enscape. Enscape has such a lighting system. That's why, when we illuminate the scene proportionally and render it, we will get perfect results. From this style section, you can rotate the scene in various ways. Friends, look, there is a sketch section. This is a new feature. You can take sketch renders. You can create an effect like this in the renders. There are effects in various forms here. In the white section, these friends will now bring the scene back. In the white section, the entire scene being white. In the watercolor section, getting a colorful output, like watercolor, and so on. You can achieve nice results when you play with these. But our goal is not to get realistic renders, friends. That's why the None section is marked. The outline section serves this purpose, friends. Look, now I want to show you that. Let me come to the corner. It determines the shading on the corner and edge lines here, friends. Look, now I will increase this. Did you see it clearly? But the value, between 2 and 5, meaning right now it's at 7, has gone a bit towards a linear value. So values like 2, 3, 4 are sufficient for us, because I need to be able to see the value here. When I render, the slight visibility of corners and edges results in a higher quality render. Friends, that's why it's an important value. Of course, while making adjustments, the texture part is also connected to this. So we will see all of them in those parts. Look, settings have been made here. Here. Reflection settings have been made. Glass settings have been made. A light operation has been given here, friends. We will see all of these together. Here. When you just click on the settings part, friends. Sorry. When you click on the visual settings here, just know that all the settings are here. The remaining part is, let me shrink this a bit, friends. Let's shrink this screen a bit. Look, let's do it like this. Let's shrink it like this, like this. Let the screen stay here. From this part, look, when you click on the checkered flag, we adjust the settings of the textures we have selected on the checkered flag. When I come to the texture part, friends, when I select the ground on the checkered flag, the color here will be 005, meaning the ground part will be active. Look, let me check there with my eye icon, friends. I can see this area, like this. I can adjust the reflection here. Let me bring my render. Look, if you want the render screen to remain fixed here, friends, look at the settings part here. Now we have a setting there that I want to show you. You need to check the Pinscape window part. So, you're saying keep the window active while working here. Say Pinscape from the Preferences section. Look, now, normally, when I look at the scene, here, this scene will no longer scroll down, friends. Let's see it perform a recorded action together. Look like this. Let's close this part as well. It's saving right now, friends. Let the saving finish. I want to press this cross button and close the help assistant part here. Let's close this part. Look, friends, now I've come. Let me move closer here like this. I selected the lower part of the ground section. I want to create a reflection from this reflection parameter. Look, now, as you can see, there's a reflection. Very simple. You say reflection and it reflects. You say metal. Look, I want to make the ground metal. It becomes metal, as you can see, like this. There is a very simple process. There is a very simple event, friends. That's why I will show all of these. How do we get a quality render? How do we create a quality texture? We will see all of it together. We will set it up from scratch. We will see how to turn any light or any color into a lighting system, friends. It's really simple, but gives beautiful results when used effectively, a render engine. That's why I will show you how to use it effectively.